Welcome back to the Virtual Y, or if you're joining on Facebook Live, thanks for being here. Chance with another chair yoga practice, a great way to just turn your attention inward, to feel into your body, to practice these ancient techniques of vitality, of balance, and restoring the natural life force and the channels in which it moves through your body. So let's sit up tall. Relax the shoulders. We're going to use a few techniques regarding the breath, the internal locks, and then just how we pay our attention, which I like to remind is our most valuable currency. We all heard time is money, and we think of time as how we spend it, but also where do you pay your attention? When you put those two things together, that is the value of your life. So, as we sit up tall, let's notice how the seat contacts the chair. Can you press the soles of your feet into the ground? And can you roll your tailbone slightly under and forward? Reach up through the crown of the head, relax the shoulders away from the ears. And just see, where does it take work to sit up tall? Knowing that we have the gravity of Earth pulling at us. Can you stack your spine in a way that makes it feel easier to hold the weight of the world? Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Relax your eyebrows, your eyelids, and your eye sockets. Notice, where does it take effort to sit up tall? Where is it easy? And we'll shift our attention to the quality of the breath. If you just take a moment to realize or notice where your breath is, you might notice that it's shallow, or only in, your upper chest or one little part of your lungs. Maybe you can't even really locate where the breath is. You've forgotten about it. All of these are perfectly normal starting points in your practice. But we're going to change that very quickly by taking a smooth, steady breath all the way in through the nose, follow it down to the belly. And as you breathe out, focus on keeping that spine long. Notice how the lungs kind of shaped the spine a little differently, and try to hold the spine long like that. Let exhale turn to inhale, and inhale turn to exhale. Smoothly, thoughtfully, with trust and faith in our body, that our body knows how to repair itself, how to heal. It knows how to tell us what it needs, but we, the observer, have to listen. Just a couple more breaths here before we add a little bit more detail to the breath. All the way in and all the way out. So we'll focus on the direction of the breath now. If we're breathing down to the bottom of the belly first, then we fill the lungs to the top. And when we breathe out, the lungs come in from all sides equally, like a balloon deflating. All the way in, from the bottom to the top. All the way out, steadily, from all sides. Notice the muscles. Notice what it takes. Now we're going to narrow the back of the throat a little bit to create sound with the breath, kind of like you're deeply asleep. In that same space in the back of the throat where you might make a snoring sound, we just want to make a gentle whooshing sound. It doesn't have to be super loud, but just loud enough to hear it. on your inhale and your exhale. We're going to continue breathing like this with the direction and the shape of the lungs and the texture and sound of the breath coming and going. This alone, just this awareness of the breath, is already regulating the nervous system. It's already bringing you closer to a state of harmony, of equanimity, and of peace. So let the breath lead you and uncover what's always and already there. This wisdom, this intrinsic knowing. But it takes letting go of whatever's in the way, usually our busy thoughts and our routine tension in our body. So the next concept we're going to learn as we continue breathing this way, no matter how many times you forget, it's about coming back and remembering to breathe deeply. The bandhas are internal locks that squeeze and hold the spine, hold the organs in close to the spine, and create a type of pressure on the spine that no one else can give us. A massage that no one else can give. So the first lock or bandha that we'll be using is called the root lock or the Mula Bandha. We lift this by pulling up and in on the soft tissue of the bottom, just like a Kegel lift. We pull our pelvic floor up and kind of secure the pelvis, this big butterfly-shaped bone structure, pulling it up onto the spine just by pulling up on our bottom. When you do that, you might notice pressure in the low back. You might notice pressure in other places around the belly. And once you lift this lock as deeply as you can, you gently, smoothly release it. So match that with your breath. Maybe you choose to lift the bandhas as you inhale and release them as you exhale. Maybe you choose to lift them when you exhale and release them on the inhale. Or any combination that feels okay for you, as long as we're aware of our breath, aware of our bandhas. You're doing the right thing. So the next lock we're going to use is the upward flying lock, the Uddiyana Bandha. And we lift this by pulling the belly button in toward the spine, scooping upward. Like we're just trying to suck our whole belly in. And when you do that, it sucks and pulls the abdominal organs in close to the spine, in close to our structure, our integrity. So these muscles are very important for the functionality of our organs when they're held in place. But oftentimes these muscles are weak because we forget about them. But just note through this practice, not only are we remembering these muscles, but we're also simultaneously strengthening these muscles. So let's just take a couple breaths with the bandhas. Keep rooting down through the feet, keep reaching up through the spine and softening through the shoulders. Fill the lungs from the bottom to the top and empty them smoothly and steadily with that sound and texture of a soothing, shushing type of sound. Lift the bandhas and release them, squeezing and massaging our deep inner core as we strengthen these deep core muscles that help our functionality, help our efficiency of the body. Good. We're going to keep breathing and using the bandhas, and I'll remind you often, so don't feel overwhelmed. This practice is about you paying attention to what your body is experiencing. Next, we're going to reach our left hand high. You can bring your right hand to the chair, either holding or holding some weight up on that right hand. Root down through the left side of the seat, draw the shoulders away from the ears, roll the tailbone under, and gently lean that torso to the right side to find a stretch in the left side body. You can look up towards your hand. Big, full breaths. Don't strain, but just find how the breath stretches and moves the body. How it reveals those spaces of tension and creates a bit more expansion between the ribs, the spine, the shoulders. Check in on those bandhas. Look up toward the upper hand if that feels good. We'll come back to center. Kind of rock your tailbone forward and back. Noticing that low back. You can even rock a bit from side to side. Relax the shoulders, soften the face. Next, we'll plant that left hand, reach the right hand high. Root down through the right side of the seat and draw down on that right shoulder so both shoulders are square. Tighten those bandhas. See how everything connects and is related. Roll the tailbone under. Lean the torso to the left. Reach through that right side body while keeping that right shoulder relaxed. And gently rotate the torso if that feels good. Shining the heart a bit toward the sky and pointing the chin up toward that upper hand. Squeeze those bandhas. Feel how much you're aware of now, where there might be stiffness or soreness or strength and looseness and power. Know that your body is always changing depending on where you're placing your attention. So give your attention to wherever your body is calling for it. Trust that wisdom. You can bring both hands back to the ground. Rock from side to side and front to back, just noticing what shifted. And we'll move to a little modified cat-cow pose. I'm going to turn to the side just to demonstrate, but you can keep sitting forward. So with our feet planted on the ground as wide apart as our hips, find a little leverage there. Reach up through the crown of the head. And what we're going to do is this modified cat-cow pose to get the spine open on the front and back side. So on your inhales, we're going to arch the back a little bit. Point the tailbone back, draw the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift the chin. And on your exhale, we're going to round through the spine. Roll the tailbone forward and under. Tuck the chin, hollow out the chest. Inhales to cow pose. Exhales to cat pose. Now with cat pose, you really want to round through the spine, hollow out the chest, and breathe all the way out using those bandhas. On the inhale, for cow pose, you don't need to arch the low back too much. It'll naturally arch. But we do want to arch the upper back by lifting through the heart and lowering through the shoulders. Alternate. However your breath is moving, follow your breath. Inhales, our cow pose. We open the front line of the body. Exhales, cat pose. We open the back line of the body. Use the bandhas wherever feels right here. As you're exploring these deep connections of the spine, the lungs, your locks, gravity, paying all of that precious attention inward, and noticing if your mind wanders or your attention goes somewhere else, to the past or the future, or to another place or time or person. Keep bringing your attention back to the sensations that you're feeling. And trust that as you're paying this attention, your body is taking in what it needs from every breath and letting go of what it doesn't need that it's been carrying. We'll return to a neutral spine. Good. I'm going to take a little shoulder stretch here, and then we'll get deeper into the spinal work, but we want to get some blood flowing through those shoulders. First thing we're going to do is inhale, reach both arms high. Externally rotate the shoulders so the palms face the back wall. Draw the shoulders away from the ears so the neck is long. Roll the tailbone forward and under so your back is not overly arched. It shouldn't be arched at all, really. How it's holding that weight nicely. Big, deep breaths from the belly all the way up to the upper chest, and feel how the chest and the shoulders are related. Where do you feel heat or discomfort? What do you feel and where do you feel it? If your arms need a break, you can lower them, but invite in a little discomfort. And when I say a little discomfort, that means a manageable amount. We don't want it to be painful. We don't want to completely be, panicking or, really uncomfortable. Just slightly uncomfortable is good. Breathe into that space. See what changes and shifts. 3 more breaths here. You can do it. Keep rolling those shoulders outward. Keep drawing them away from the ears. Keep lifting through the chest while not arching the low back. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms wide. See how far apart you can reach them. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe from the belly up to those shoulders. See what's working. How does it feel? Where is there some heat? Some transformation. On your inhale, we'll reach the arms high once again. And exhale, bring your hands to your knees. You can place the palms facing the sky. Root down through the feet, root down through the seat. Roll the tailbone under, soften the shoulders. Reach up through the crown of the head. Some big breaths, squeeze those bandhas. Notice any spaces in your body that something's happening. It might be a tingling sensation, a draining sensation, different temperatures, maybe little snaps, crackles, and pops. Whatever you feel, keep breathing into these spaces. Trust that your body knows what it's doing. All you have to do is continue observing, Listen to the places that call for you and pay your attention there. Next, we're going to take a modified Sun Salutation. So you can start with your hands at heart center. Think about the gratitude that you have in you. Think about everything in your life that you could be grateful for right now. And I promise, even if it's challenging, there are plenty of reasons to be grateful. You might have to, take your focus off of the negativity of the stuff that's not going right in your life, because, hey, honestly, that happens. But being hyper fixated on only the wrong makes us miss a lot of the good. So sometimes we get into a practice of only seeing what we're missing, or only seeing the challenges, only seeing the obstacles, the hardship, and the discomfort. This is a practice about seeing the balance of the two, because the balance of the two are always present, but we're not always paying attention. So take your time to find what makes you grateful. Feel how it feels in your body. Feel where in your body might feel resistant or blocked. And on the next inhale, we'll sweep the arms high, nice and slow. And exhale, fold forward. Lead the heart toward the knees. Tuck the chin. We'll spend about 3 more breaths here. Really take your time breathing the full length of the spine. See if you can point the top of your head at the ground. See if you can breathe from the belly all the way up to the head. And notice where throughout your body is this challenging. On the next inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift. So your chest is parallel to the ground. The knees are rolling slightly towards each other. We're finding length in the low back, length in the neck by drawing the shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze the bandhas. Feel engaged here, long through the spine, active through the legs. And on your exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin. Inhale will slowly rise, reaching the arms all the way up. Notice how your body feels, your face, your fingers. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, fold forward, nice and slowly. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll take a couple breaths here. Now remember, if your lung capacity doesn't allow you to breathe super slowly, go at the speed of your own breath. Try to slow it down, but if you have to move a little quicker to pair the movements to the breath, by all means, listen to your body. But gently slow your breath to the best of your ability to feel those details, to feel how the breath connects to the movement, to the spine, to the hips, and what it makes you feel like when everything is moving together. On your inhale, we'll reach the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach, arms high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Give those bandhas a squeeze. Notice how your hips, your back, your shoulders feel. We're gonna point the toes outward as best you can. Heels in, toes out. You can even move your feet or your ankles to be right below your knees. Maybe your feet or your knees are much closer together. You don't need to strain anything here. Just find those comfortable edges in your body. Sit up tall, relax the shoulders, now traction the feet into the ground like you're trying to drag them towards each other. Feel the inner lines of the legs strong. Don't strain. You can't move the earth with your legs. So as you push into it, just push strong enough to feel some activation. Not any pain, not too much. We're just giving a nice steady amount of pressure here and breathing to see how this relates to our spine. Keep the shoulders relaxed. You might be able to adjust the amount of pressure that you're pushing your feet into the ground and dragging them towards each other. Maybe more pressure, maybe less pressure. You want to adapt with every breath. We'll slowly walk those feet back in. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. Sit up tall, option to flex that right foot, pointing the toes on the right foot back toward the right shin. Sit up tall, relax your shoulders. And exhale, slowly lower your heart towards your shin. And your inhale, slowly come up. Remember not to strain, not to push anything too far. Know that all these poses might look different depending on each person's body. Every body is different. There's not a right way to look in each of these poses. Just listen to the cues, follow the instructions, and don't push too hard. You really want to listen to the body. We'll cross the left ankle over the right knee. Flex the toes on the left foot toward the shin. Sit up tall. You can try to parallel that shin to the ground. And as you sit up tall, check in on those bandhas. Lengthen the spine. Relax the shoulders. And on an exhale, maybe you stay upright. And maybe it feels good to lean your heart gently toward your shin. Don't forget to breathe. Know if you start holding your breath, maybe you're pushing too hard. The breath is everything. You want the breath to come and go, to bring in what you need, and to let go of what you don't. On your next inhale, you can come up. We'll take that left hand to the right knee. Bring that right hand to the right side of the chair. Maybe to the back of the chair. Draw down on the shoulders, root down to the seat, the left side of the seat. Breathe deeply into the belly. Soften the face. Breathe from the tailbone to the upper chest. See what it reveals. Don't push anything too far, too hard. And slowly come back to center. You can bring the right hand to the left knee. Bring the left hand to the left side of the seat or to the back of the chair. Root down through the tailbone, through the right side of the seat. Move that chin toward over the left shoulder. Relax both shoulders. Breathe deep. Come back to center. Palms can face the sky once again. Hands resting on the knees. Root down through both sides of the seat. Feel supported by your feet on the ground. Reach your head, the crown of your head, the middle top of your head, reach it high into the sky. Shoulders relaxed, heart open. Breathe into the spaces that you feel that you didn't feel before. What have you now become aware of by spending that time and paying that attention? What kind of value has it brought you? Trust that this is an investment that will continue paying you throughout the day, and even more so the more often you practice. Thanks for tuning in. Namaste. If you enjoy this virtual Y format, there are virtual Y memberships that you can sign up for. Not just yoga and meditation with me, but a whole team of excellent teachers, HIIT workouts, core, bar, dance, fitness. There's all types of offerings, so make sure to check it out. I appreciate your time. Take care.